another interview with a industry superstar, Rainhouse Manufacturing, represented here by their owner and CEO, Ray Brougham, and marketing and promotions expert, Brie. And both of you, hi, how are you this afternoon?
Doing
Good,
well.
thanks.
Yeah.
You know, for the somewhat like maybe 32 bazillion viewers we get from these podcasts, they must be going at some point, geez, Rainhouse is in the middle of so many things, and you are.
Hmm.
You're in the middle of developing industry on the island, developing the sector on the island, developing skill set expertise in the
Mhm.
island. Thank you very much, both of you, for all that you're doing. Your most recent example of this was the Engineering Designing Showcase on April the 2nd at the Perks Arena Conference Center out in Saanich. Why don't you guys tell me about what that was and how did it go? Let's hear about it.
Go ahead, Bree. Why don't you start?
Sure. So the 2026 Engineering Design Showcase is an opportunity to bridge industry with education and give students a real-world opportunity to present their projects and connect with local industry in Victoria, BC.
Yeah.
Amazing. And you've been doing this now for how many years?
It's got to be at least 10 years. So this started in the parking lot at Rainhouse. We would just invite customers and friends. And of course, there's not enough room for that. So
What
we had,
doesn't start in the parking lot of somebody's establishment?
or a garage, yeah. Yeah. But really, the motivation is, John, my goal and your goal is to increase the manufacturing base in Victoria and on the island. And years ago, I came to the realization, speaking to classes, graduating classes from especially mechanical engineering at the University of Victoria, and I would ask for a show of hands. How many of you are going to stay on the island? And it was less than five most of the time because there's not that here. So by promoting this kind of thing, especially with entrepreneurs, and I mean engineering students that are in teams. So those people are doing this off off school time. So they don't get any credits for this, even though there was capstone projects there, and that's a credit course. The teams that are there, that's not. They're doing it because they love it, right? And so for us, this is valuable because that's kind of our hiring pool.
Yeah,
In many ways, we
yeah.
get good employees from them from that because we know that they actually can do hands-on stuff, which is not always the case with young engineers coming out of a university. So that's a plus. And then even better, a lot of those people get to know us and then they go off and get jobs and then they hire us to do work. So
Fabulous.
so
Yeah,
there's a very long, long-term sort of investment in doing that. But the other part of it is it's amazing. It
yeah,
feels good for people going there because they see the fruits of the labor of all these students who never really, even the ones that compete in teams, I know like the robotics teams, the fix-it robot teams, these are grade school teams. They travel the world and they never get to show off at home.
we had one of these folks at a local industry networking group that we all attend present their. It was a group, it comes out like a sports team, right?
Yeah,
And you're like, what? They got branding, there's names, there's competitions all over
yeah,
the world.
yeah.
Brie, I know that you were, really putting so much of the details together, got a ton of the sponsors, likely organized a ton of the mechanics, during the mechanics, the bits and pieces during the event. Give us some insight, give us some anecdote. What's it like with all these? You're young, I'm not young. What's it like with all these young folk hanging around and excited and energized? Was it feeling like that?
Yeah, it was definitely feeling like that. The event this year, with the addition of engineering teams and capstone projects, we probably had We had over 300 students at the event, I would say. I would also say we probably had 700 people or more come through the doors to see the event. So
Wow.
really high energy. Everyone was very excited. Lots of innovative projects to check out between the capstones and the engineering teams. Um, I feel like this is the first year that we've been able to expand the event in the way that we've done, and that it was very successful. I think that moving forward, we will always try to have engineering teams with capstones together. It's great for them to be able to, you get biomedical engineers with civil engineers, with mechanical engineers. It's great that they can talk to each other because in real world applications, there will be crossover. So why not start that crossover while they're finishing up their university degrees?
Wow. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, Rainhouse is you're just such a leader in the community because let's the fact that we will expand this sector, manufacturing sector, engineering sector, all working sectors
Hmm.
within our economy, we are going to succeed in this new world economy.
Yeah.
Won't work at all if we don't have people who can execute the work.
Yeah.
So great, good on you.
Yeah.
So can you tell us maybe like were there winners or
Yeah, there were winners. So we for the engineering showcase, we had university teams. We had teams from UVic, Camosun, and local high school robotics teams. They all competed against each other. They were competing for 4 different awards. So we had a business acumen award that would be kind of based on their presentations and their speaking skills, business skills. We had an innovation award that was presented by Redland Technologies. That would be for the most innovative product that the judges felt. We also had a engineering design award that was presented by the University of Victoria. Again, for the most innovative engineering design project that the judges felt. And then we also had a People's Choice Award. So we had all attendees at the event. They had the opportunity to vote for their favorite project, and that's how we chose that. We also, because we had the different capstones involved, we had civil engineering there. They presented their CIVE Capstone Cup to their winning civil capstone projects. We also gave out awards to the winning biomedical engineering capstone projects. We gave out awards to the winning mechanical engineering capstone projects. And I believe all of those awards were worth $500 a piece. The engineering awards were worth more than that. We had a $1,000 awards, which is always nice because those engineering teams, they're self-funded. So anytime that they can compete and make money, that's just going to help them with their international travels.
and their pizza,
Well, there was a
right?
lot of pizzas. I think 75 if I wasn't off on the
So
count there.
tons of energy, tons of optimism, I
Mm.
suspect, around the growth of industry, keeping to Ray's point, keeping them here on Lower Vancouver Island, on the island, very, very important.
Mhm.
Good for you guys. Uh, Sponsors. Without sponsors, these things don't work. Can you list off maybe the top 5 or 6? Let's thank them.
Yes, so our gold sponsors for the event this year was Redland Technologies and the Times Colonist. Our silver sponsors for the event this year was Nicholson Manufacturing.
Uh-huh.
We also had support from Phillips Brewing Company. And then our bronze sponsors for this year was Razor CFO, Miller Title Earl,
Oh,
TD Canada Trust, and I don't have my paperwork right in front of
right.
me, so
You've
I'm like,
remembered all of them. I'm
Yeah.
thinking
who's the last one?
she's doing a great job remembering all these. I certainly hope they all come back, and we want more to come back because
Yeah.
this is building the industry capacity.
Yeah.
Ray and Rainhouse are at the forefront of the defense procurement tsunami that is
Yeah.
going across Canada. We want some of that money here on Vancouver Island to
Mhm.
create business, to create opportunities, to create good quality of life for people. Without the things you guys are doing, that doesn't happen. But
Mm.
sponsors are needed and
Yeah.
required. So
Yeah.
you're thinking about hosting this next year?
Yes.
Yes, we
Yeah, okay.
are. And
Okay.
what we're really trying to do here is why do we want sponsors? to cover the costs, obviously, but
Yeah.
all the money that's left over is what the awards are. So we've had some differences in the past. I know when we had our event in 2024 at the Bay Street Armory, the cost of the venue was a lot less, so the prizes were a lot bigger,
Mm.
right? So instead of $1,000, we were giving two and three,
25.
and
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
We gave
really
away, I think, about $9,000 in prize money in the 2024 engineering showcase.
yeah,
Right. Right. Right.
amazing.
Right.
So that's why we need more sponsors, because we want to be able to um, make significant awards, because these kids are not getting school credit. They're paying for everything,
Hmm.
and they're getting sponsorship where they can. And they're competing against the likes of MIT, if you're talking about the Formula SAE, like big players, and
Yeah.
they're scoring really well.
Yeah.
So that's on a shoestring budget. They're doing things, and remember, they got to get there. So if they're traveling to somewhere in the States, they're typically driving for 2 or 3 days, towing a vehicle that they're working on while they're going there.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah.
This is extraordinary.
Yeah.
And once again, thank you for this. Let's celebrate your leadership, your creativity, your innovation. You guys are what we're all trying to be.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for all of this work.
Okay. Well, don't forget the University of Victoria. They were half of this equation. And so
Maybe
we
that's
want to make
Bree
sure.
who was the last one there. You, Vic.
UVic was one of the hosting sponsors.
Yeah.
Oh, right, right. Of
Yeah.
course, in kind. No, absolutely. Very exciting. Thanks for this.
It was HSM Insurance. That was the
Okay.
last one.
Oh,
HSM
yay!
Insurance.
Okay,
All
guys.
right.
Well, let's keep celebrating this event throughout the year so that we hit the ground running hard next year,
Mhm.
and maybe are able to provide much more funding for the winners and the participants.
Awesome.